Delaware in the building. Y'all ain't ready for the Delaware takeover. Y'all not ready for this unique style and creativity that everybody in the world wants to see. Nadj and Jay is bringing it, and everything they bring got that Delaware swag.
Hey everybody.
Hey everybody.
This is Jay Street, your local singer, songwriter, artivist, and youth advocate.
I am Nadj Nicole. Me.
And what more needs to be said? So we're doing a little mini episode right now for a couple of different reasons. Number one, the show that we did yesterday was recorded on Sunday, and we missed some of the updates to the Jonathan Majors story. And nothing has changed in a major way, but there are some but there are some important things that we want to make sure that we add into the story for a lot of different reasons. Plus, there's this recent school shooting at the Covenant School in Nashville. We have to address that. It's such a part of our job. And a couple of events. So, without further ado, where would you like to start, Nadj?
We're going to start with the Clifford Brown Year-Round, which is going to be this Friday at the Christina Cultural Arts Center from 7 to 9 p.m. So we have Jaquan Leroy. We have,
He's a teaching artist with DIAE. Go ahead.
He is. Hell's Bells Bake Shop.
I've been there.
Listen, oh, Lord have mercy. The Blues Reincarnation Project. Heroy Turf.
That's our homie.
We love him.
Black Joy, he's a master of his instrument, for sure.
Lux Charcuterie.
Oh, yes. We've had that.
Num,
num, num, num, num, for sure.
So the last series was dope. So make sure you guys come out and have a good time. I will be there. You don't know what I may be doing, but I will be there.
Yeah.
And Jay may show up. I don't know.
I might show up. I might bring my camera, take a couple shots. You never know what could happen.
Show up, show out.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
But it's always a good time, especially when you're supporting local artists and you're supporting the jazz scene that we so need.
And you're getting a nice spectrum of artists from the whole tri-state area. So it's not just Delaware, it's not just Philadelphia. You're getting a nice mix of everything. Right. So, yeah. Keep going. Hi.
Ishmael?
I think you should keep going, honestly.
Oh my God.
Let's just keep going. Keep talking. What's the other event?
That's the only event.
That's the only event?
That's the only event.
But there was another thing that we wanted to make. Oh, we wanted to talk about the artist spotlight. So why don't you give the people a little bit about the artist spotlight?
All right, y'all repeat after me. Okay, so if you want your music.
I'm gonna tell you
Okay.
Seen on TV.
Seen on TV.
Send it to Nadj and Jay.
Send it to Nadj and Jay.
So our weekly series is going to start with the artist spotlight. And the bottom line is if you want to participate in that, what do you need to do, Nadj? Tell the people what they need to do.
Send your video, 30 seconds or less, to Nadj and Jay show at gmail.com.
And we're going to really use that as an opportunity to escape this madness. And as an opportunity, this is hysterical. I wish you could see the boy being pulled. It's also an opportunity for all of our local artists to get a chance to be seen, obviously for free, and in a completely different capacity. So if you have something new, if you have something interesting, send it to us for sure, and we'll air it on our show 100%. Yeah. I'll keep going. The other thing, let's go back to Jonathan Majors and address that quickly, right?
Okay, so like we said, over the weekend, he was arrested allegedly for assault, strangulation, all those things. We found out that it was his girlfriend who reported it, and it was over text messages. And then it came out that it was all false. His lawyer says that his girlfriend redacted her statement.
But I think it's important to say that the lawyer is saying his lawyer is saying that it's all fake, as they've held the whole time.
Yes.
There still is a lot more information to be released.
It's very fuzzy. It's very sticky. And again, regardless of whether or not I have to say this, regardless of whether or not we updated what we knew on this story, the fact remains that both sides are bad. Both sides are unfortunate because, number one, if he did put his hands on her, it's unfortunate because you have ruined your life. You have ruined what you created. You have ruined the opinion that people have of you. You've ruined trust. You've broken trust. You were once a role model, and you've lost that. But then on the other side, if he is innocent and this woman lied on him, this is another example of woman who cries wolf. And this affects the Me Too movement. It affects domestic violence victims. It affects people who may even have lesser things happen to them. I mean, even let's bring in what's her name? The woman from Abbott Elementary who just accused one of the TV show judges for sexual harassment and she didn't report him. Like, when you don't report something, it affects other people. When you do report something, it affects everyone and it affects you. Like, she was afraid because she didn't want to ruin her career. And then you possibly have this woman who is ruining careers on purpose, but also jeopardizing the help that others can seek. This
It's a lot, and it's obviously unfortunate. And I think the main point to what we're saying tonight specifically is to, again, make sure that we are addressing it with the most recent information. And again, the fact that we know is that there's a statement put out by his lawyer stating that she's received statements from his alleged girlfriend redacting the statements.
But then we also have tweets from people who have worked with him. A up-and-coming director, a filmmaker, who stated how horrible of a person he was. They also have people from Yale who have stated how horrible of a person he was. I was reading like the claims of how he open-face slapped her, and there's a laceration near her ear, and there is physical evidence, but then there's also camera footage from the Uber or taxi they were in.
Hopefully we will see all of that information because I think it's really important. And I'll say this, even though we don't know a lot of facts and, the tweets could be just some disgruntled person who doesn't like him.
Well, here's the thing.
No, and I'm not denying them or... I'm just saying it could go either way, but go ahead.
It could. So one of the tweets specifically came from someone who back in February didn't mention any names, but did say how there is someone in Hollywood that everyone's fallen in love with who is a terrible person, essentially. And now it's come back and he's like, that was who I was talking about. So it's very loaded because we also have that thing about when you see someone rising, certain people want to tear you down. They'll do anything to tear you down. We also have that issue. So we don't know. We don't know. We won't know.
But we need facts.
We need facts. And you know what? At the end of the day, if we don't receive them, you know what you're going to do? Be a good person. Mm-hmm. You're not going to put your hands on people, and you're not going to lie on people. You're not going to get mad because somebody didn't do something that you wanted, or they did something that hurt you and try to ruin their life. And you're also not going to go around slapping people back and forth with your pimp hand to keep it strong.
You're going to take responsibility for your own actions and behave in a way that is appropriate for any human being.
And whatever side you're on, when you feel like you're getting to that point of either trying to hurt someone physically or their life, maybe you should get some help. Yeah. Either side that you're on, you need to get some help. Talk to somebody. Talk to a close friend, a pastor, a therapist, someone. Mm-hmm. Because either side, both sides are wrong. Yeah, 100%. So, as things come in, we'll
we'll keep talking about it. And I think, I know how easy it is to turn this into just us gossiping. But I think it's really important.
I wouldn't even say this is gossip because it affects real life people.
But I just understand how this could be twisted. But you're right. and like I wouldn't be addressing it if I thought it was just gossip unless it was funny. But I think with this specific instance, I think this is a guy that has been getting into the hearts of America in a positive way.
Yeah.
And he's someone that I would love to be able to put on a pedestal as an example for our younger generations.
Yeah.
You know? We've talked so much about the loss of Chadwick and how that's impacted us personally.
Yeah.
And, you know, everyone is looking for a quote-unquote hero. And I don't expect him to be one, but I need to know that if I'm, you know, talking to one of the kids that I work with, you know, to one of my young boys, and I'm like, yo, if I put Michael B. Jordan as an example in front of this young man and be like, this is how you need to be, I need to know as much as I can that he is in fact someone that you should be.
And let's keep it a beam. Let's keep it real. Everybody idolizes somebody.
And that's okay.
All this, that's why we shouldn't be putting celebrities. I don't care, because at the end of the day, we all idolize somebody.
But you know what? You're right. But the thing is, it's okay to idolize someone like him if he's a good person, because you're looking like that's the cool. I think that's part of why people are loving him, is because he is coming from a sort of trained background. He's not just some popular guy. People respect his craftsmanship.
Yeah.
And in an age where real sort of technique and craftsmanship seems to be sparse, the idea that this young, handsome black guy, you know, is coming from the tradition of a Sidney Poitier and taking his craft seriously, you know, it's okay to want to idolize that, you know? I want to idolize people who take their craft seriously, from art all the way to building an actual building. Like, you know, it's okay to do that. Don't let some sourpuss, you know, take that from you.
Don't let the dream killers kill your dream.
Yeah, don't let them do that to you. So,
And also, I have to say this because I am who I am. There are very... Let's say he did do it. It matters because there are people in our very own community that people idolize who are just as horrid and do those exact things.
And there are people who are equally silent
and
that
there are
need
people,
to say something.
And there are people who are victims victims of that.
Yeah.
That we all know, that we've been around, that are lifted up, and we have to be mindful. That is why
mindful and brave.
Yes, and that's why we have these conversations, because it hits home.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, let's move right on to the school shooting. 3 babies and 3 adults are dead. That 3 9-year-olds. I have a 9-year-old.
Mind you, let's go to specifics. So there was a shooting at
a Christian school.
A Christian school in Nashville, Tennessee today.
It was a woman, 28 years old, possibly a former student who identifies as transgender.
The Covenant School.
Yes. And all the doors were locked. She shot through a side door and got in.
And so my immediate thoughts are, why or when is government going to take some role in making a real effort to prevent these things?
Okay.
I know that there are some things in place like in Delaware, but in a place like Nashville where they are extremely pro-gun and very anti-homosexual, it's like, where are your priorities, you know? And I'm not trying to drag the drag queens into this discussion, but, you know, we keep seeing these things happen, and I'm not going to let myself get numb to this because I work in an elementary school. I know that age range. We just dealt with that, you know, recently last spring, and I'm not going to let myself get numb and not continue to say how absurd it is that in America we have these problems.
Right.
I don't have the solution, but I can say this. There are many different ways, I think, to solve any problem a lot of times. And I just hope that the state of Tennessee takes this shooting as seriously as they do men who want to dress up like women and dance. Because I think that maybe this one's a little bit more serious. I'm thinking that it's more important that my kid goes to school and doesn't have to worry about getting shot than my child seeing, which is almost not ever going to happen, a man dressed up as a woman, Medea. And that's not the biggest deal ever. Like, do things your way, but can you at least really, if you really care about the kids, do something. And I'll say this. You don't realize the extent that all of these shootings are traumatizing students. It's not just the students who are witnessing these shootings.
It's the students we have to explain it to.
It's the students who are having to run these drills. Mm-hmm. You don't understand that just having to pretend that you're in that situation is traumatizing for a child. It's not normal. It's only here. I can speak on a specific incident at a school. I'm not going to give too many more details for a lot of reasons, but I know specifically this year, a lockdown drill had to happen. And at the end of it, these children were traumatized. Teachers were traumatized. And it wasn't a school shooting, but it had to happen. Mm-hmm. So this new norm that we've gotten numb to and accepted is messing up our children, even if they're not involved in an actual school shooting. So, Nashville, Tennessee, any state who is basically doing zero to solve these problems, maybe now, since Uvalde wasn't enough, when?
This is the 129th mass shooting in America in 2023. It is only March. It is only March. And we have had 129 mass shootings. And it's baffling to me because everyone is dying to make it illegal and to make it hard for women to choose what they want to do with their bodies.
Like, that's not a problem. You know, it really isn't. Never mind. But
they are dying to keep people from knowing the true history of this goddamn country. Like, dying.
But in these southern states that are so
but we actually have people dying in schools, and in churches,
nothing done.
And nothing is going on. And you would think that these guns are related to people. Like, you would think that they birthed these guns.
Yeah. Like,
they have blood running through the guns' compartments that came from their bodies, the way that they protect them, the way that they hold on to their gun rights. Ain't nobody trying to take what you got from you. They're trying to regulate the psychos, the lunatics, the crazies, the ones who might be a little...
And you're right, obviously. But it's like, okay, fine. You admit that you are tied to your guns like it's your leg. And you're not going to let go of them.
I bet you they would soon lose their leg.
Wait. But, like, let's say that that's your angle, and you're not letting go of your guns for any reason, and you want everyone to have as much access as possible. Okay, fine. Keep that. So then maybe take your money from the state and turn these schools into fortresses so that no one can get in. Because this lady used her guns to shoot open the doors and then go in.
Shoot open the door. The doors was locked.
So if you want to turn your schools into castles and fortresses for the sake of your belief system, cool. But do something. Just do something except praying.
How about this?
And I'm for prayer, but do something.
How about this? The same people who are fighting about them guns, fighting hard. Let your child be the one to die. Let your wife be the one to get shot and killed by someone who should have had extra checks before being able to purchase a gun. I want to talk to those people. Are any of y'all out there?
Or spending millions of dollars to bring in extreme security into your schools. You want to live like that?
No. We're going to go straight to the people. We're going to go straight to the people. The people who have not truly been affected by it. Because that's the problem. You only open your big ass mouth when you have not been affected by it. When you haven't been truly affected by having to choose to have a baby or not. When you haven't truly been affected by poverty and a lack of resources, when you haven't been affected by the color of your skin and whether or not you're able to get what the fuck you need. Ooh. Sorry. Those are the people. They're always the people who have so much to say and so much to fight for. And then on top of that, I also blame our local politicians and I blame our local community. And I say that because when we don't pay attention, when we're not listening to what these local politicians are talking about when it's election time or when it's time to vote on something, it's our fault.
And
it's our fault.
And I think this always has to be stated. Pay attention to the people you talk to. Mm-hmm. Have a conversation. Take people seriously. Take people at their word. Mm-hmm. I don't guarantee you, but I would bet a good amount of money that the lady who shot up the school, she's talked to someone about, I'm going to do this.
She says some twisted shit.
So I'm saying, take those people seriously. And hopefully the authorities and anyone who can do anything will also take these things seriously.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just, you want to hear something really messed up?
Okay.
I'm not sad.
I get it. I think a lot of people are numb, and that's why
I'm
I said.
I'm disgusted by that.
Well, I think.
I'm disgusted by that.
Well,
babies are dying, and I'm like, well.
It's. That's why we're going to keep talking about it and saying what needs to be said, despite the fact that this absurd experience, this absurd part of America, is continuing and has been at this point for really decades, and it's.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting. What does it take? I don't know, but
it takes people,
do something.
It takes
something.
people. It takes us removing the liars. It takes us removing the money grab. It takes us being completely understanding of what our needs are.
No, but I think I'm not disagreeing with you. I think that matters, but I don't think you're really understanding. It was I know you were kind of kidding, but people who, especially in certain parts of the country or parts of every state, honestly, are extremely serious about owning their guns.
That's why I said.
But they're not liars.
Let one of their kids go.
Yeah, I get it, but I'm telling you, you're not going to be able to take guns from people in Texas.
That's the thing. I'm not trying to take guns.
But the politicians aren't going to change that for them because the people, nobody wants it. But then do something.
Because it's a money grab. It's all.
No,
all
these
comes
people
down
love
to
their
money.
guns.
Yes, but it comes down to money. It comes down to you don't think the politician, the NRA, and all them niggas ain't all in the same pot?
It doesn't matter. All the poor hunters don't care about that really. They want their guns.
But those poor hunters vote for the people who are in bed with the NRA.
But they vote for people who will make sure they keep their guns. They don't care what you do as long as you keep my guns.
Yes.
But that's not. I don't think. Money is definitely involved with. It's a huge industry. But I don't think enough people understand how serious people are about their guns. And it's not because they're too stupid to not understand that they're paying into some system or whatever. It's they really believe in them the same way that you believe in music. It's at that level. And until you understand that part about it,
I will never. You
won't. But that is the reality. You don't have to understand it, but that is the reality. And so you have to work with those people in a different capacity. If you're talking to people in Wilmington, there are people who are hardcore about it, but they're going to have a different solution. And that maybe is part of the beauty of America, is you can have a different solution to your problem in a different state. But there are people who are strongly tied to their guns. Just as you said, it's really actually, in as much as you were kind of being funny, it's that serious for them. It's not that serious for me. I'm much more moderate, but they're serious. And it's unfortunate to me, but it is what it is. Yeah.
I'm just disgusted. I'm annoyed. I'm tired. It's just, it's unfortunate. And it's continued. And what is it? March 27th? Mm-hmm. We're 129 mass shootings. I want us to come back here by the end of the year, and I want to know how many.
No, those stats are also not as accurate as they sound, but
what? There's more.
No, they'll I don't want to get into it now. But when it says mass shooting, it's like if two people get shot in a bar, that's not a mass shooting, but they might qualify that as a mass shooting. You understand? Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. Oh. But the point is that the school shootings, which are very clearly, you know exactly what that is.
Yeah.
They've got to stop.
The mall shootings,
like
church shootings.
It's a uniquely American
Festival
problem
shootings.
That does not have to happen, and it should not be happening. You know, we cannot call ourselves a great nation when children are being shot in schools. It's just absurd, and I'll leave it at that.
I just wanted to. We also need to update people on. Go ahead, update them about the water. You guys are gonna want to see this. I see what's happening here. So to be clear, there was a chemical spill in Bristol, PA, by the company. Shoot, I had it in front of me. We just want to. I'm trying to make sure that the foot that'll grow out of my head. The company is called. Should it be more like this? Trinsale. The company is Trinsale. You think they said it was acrylic paint. So if you grow, they said it was acrylic paint. Acrylic paint. So I was like, all right, well, let me get my shoe ready to see. What you think? Should I put it more to the side? I think that works, but I will say this. Delaware, as far as I understand, well, this is a fact. The water, the chemicals went into the Delaware River. Uh-huh. And the Delaware River is not where people who live in Delaware and in Wilmington get their water. We get our drinking water from the Brandywine River, from White Clay Creek State Park, or from White Clay Creek, and from the Red Clay Creek, I believe. So it shouldn't affect us. Now, if you believe that, don't believe me, I don't know what to tell you. You know, I'm not going to even halfway act like I'm an expert on water. But the bottom line is the source that the chemical went into is not the water that we drink from. Okay. Now, in Philly, it could be a problem. Right now, they're saying that there's nothing in the water as of yet, but it's going to take time to know. So Philly's different. I don't got to worry about that. Well, you spend a lot of time in Philadelphia, so you might need to keep that there, player. Okay. Yes. Well, we just wanted to update y'all about the water. And, you know, don't make this a Watergate, a water bottle gate. That's good. Okay, good. I already seen people. My mom talk about make sure you guys go and get your case of water. I don't bathe them with water bottles. Okay, and my house has a built-in filtration system, so I don't have to. I don't have to worry about that. You think I should probably put like a boot since it's not quite summer? If a foot grow up my head, best believe she'll be manicured, pedicured. Oh boy, you don't even know what you do with your own feet. It probably says a lot about your feet. It's different. It probably says a lot about the quality of your feet. This will be a rich foot. You want to know why? Because it'll never touch the ground. I can dig it. Like them women in China who get carried everywhere. Yeah. My husband got to make a lot more money. Because this foot ain't touching the ground. That's a valuable foot. Yeah. All right. She gonna be stylish. Footacia. Anything else, Nadj? What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little love.